and welcome everybody. This is ZEN Talks, and ZEN Talks is all about stories which can change lives, which can inspire people, and which can engage people in a very positive way. And that's why we've decided to bring on some very well-known names on this show and this series to share their inspiring journeys with you. And today I have a lady who is a name to reckon with in the fashion industry. She is a pioneer of the fashion industry, and no prizes for guessing. This is Leena Singh. So, hi Leena, great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, as you know, this is ZEN Talks, and you were a pioneer of the fashion world, more than 3 decades in the fashion industry. So, tell me a little bit about your journey, and if you could tell me the high points and the low points of your 30-year-old fashion journey.
I think you rightly said it's very difficult to tell the journey of 30 years in that very short time. But I would just like to tell you this journey was very, very interesting. And, and if you know about it, that I've been always, I was an IAS officer. I cleared my exam, didn't go for my training. I'm also a lawyer by profession. I came to fashion field only, I would not say by chance, but I think it was important for me to be on my own, to be earning my, to earn myself and not to depend on any circumstances on my family. So that is how my, journey began in fashion. So it was interesting, although I had to give up my passion, which was my passion to be, practicing lawyer or to be a judge in the Supreme Court. I had to give up that because I decided to become economically, I wanted to be independent. Okay. So that is how I began my journey. But then there were so many things, I was in retailing, then I had this store where I was a CEO. So, you may coming from a family which is very wealthy, but sometimes your circumstances change around and you want to do things yourself, you don't want to depend. So my life was all about it's about my life is all about where one has to see that how one can achieve being independent without depending on your parents or anybody. Be strong, and then make sure that even when the hurdles come, how to cross those hurdles to be where I am today. So there have been good points, there have been very low points in my life, but I think everything was learning for me, and I never believed there were obstacles. There were obstacles, many, many of them, but I learned how to cross them over, how to be, how to cross over that and be where you are today. And coming from a, background which is a law profession, I wanted to practice that. Then coming to the fashion were two different things. But that's why which it taught me that you can do what you want. It's very simple. You have to learn to be, you have to be ready for a change. So it was nice that when I got ready for a change and I came into fashion 30 years back.
Great. And you were, of course, one of the designers who constituted FDCI and the official designers of the Commonwealth Games. So it's really been a commendable journey. But I want to ask you this, that 3 major learnings, professionally and then personally. Would you like to share 3 major learnings?
What I think is that there's no substitute to hard work. People think that it's very easy to make in a glamorous industry like fashion industry, but you have to really work hard. You have to work smart also, because you may have a CEO in your company, you may have a CFO in your company, but it is you who has to work towards a goal where you want to reach, your destination. So there is really there's just no shortcut. You have to really work hard, and you have to keep working hard. It's not that you have worked hard and you have reached. It's a continuous battle, doing a collection after collection, showing something which has never been experienced before, putting something out fresh. So it's a challenge of every single day. So that is a hard work. So there is,
So one is hard work. But tell me the second learning, professionally.
Yeah, you have to be very, very honest. People think that in today's day and age, you can manipulate. I think honesty has no substitute. You have to be honest to yourself. You have to be honest to your clients. You have to be honest to your employees. You have to be honest to your labor. You have to be honest to yourself, basically. So it's so important that whatever you do in life, do not think that it is easy to reach without having the value system of honesty and truthfulness. That is the foundation of, I think, being successful.
So honesty and hard work. And the third major learning professionally, especially, there are a lot of aspiring fashion designers who want to be, like you, or they want to be where you are today, or want to create a legacy. So, what do you have to say to them? A major learning that you would like to share?
I think people think they can hire people, they can create a brand, they can also, do everything else, but they forget that their main focus is product. The product is the main focus for that, okay? Because if the product is not good, if your design is not good, you may have the best of marketing, you may have the best of your PR agency, you may have the best of the external factors. Most important is your own original creativity and your own talent, which stands tall. Without
That's
that,
true.
you
That's
can
true.
go really far.
All the
Without
marketing
that,
can't make a bad product a good one. That's true. All the marketing in the world can change that.
a very great product to
True.
support that. You
True.
have to have a good product to go forward and create something which people would say, wow. Fashion is all about wow.
Sure, sure. But tell me, there's a lot of talk about, as you know, gender parity. So, being a woman, and I have interviewed you earlier also
Well,
as in television. So, being a woman, what is your assessment? How tough was it to like break the glass ceiling, being a lady in this profession?
very tough. I have to be honest to you.
Mm-hmm.
People think that, if you're a woman, of women empowerment talk going on and so much of girl child to be taken care. But the fact is that it is not easy. It is really not easy because, being a woman in today's day and age is also a very, very big obstacle in going forward. I would say that it's not easy. But you have to be fearless. If you're fearless, you're able to cross the hurdle. But trust me, today also it's a man's world. Women still are at a lot of disadvantage. Although we talk a lot about being modern, we talk a lot
Yeah,
about
and women
being.
empowerment is like the buzzword right now.
I support women empowerment with the Kushi, with the NGO where I'm the patron. But the reality is that the women is still treated as a second. It's never treated that okay, women can do it. Of course, we have many examples of women have, achieved so much in life.
Absolutely.
But everyday life is very difficult for a woman. For example, if you're working and there comes somebody labor inspector. Now you see so hard. Women can be very smart. She has the best records. She has everything on the table. She can show the best paperwork. She can show the correct paperwork. But he will think that because I'm a woman, he can take advantage of taking a bribe. He can he can harass me. So, I feel sorry that in today's society, we try and say that, okay, there is no gender inequality, but the fact is that every woman faces this every single day.
Actually, I read somewhere that women empowerment is not about empowering women, it's about empowering and educating men. So it's the men who need to be told about, understanding and acknowledging women. But
women empowerment is a wide subject, and there's so much we can talk about it. But then we'll talk it some.
Definitely,
Because
definitely.
we say that it is not right to say that there is no, inequality. There is it was very hard for me also to reach where I am today. Of course, you become fearless, you learn with time, but ultimately you are always stuck with that, that women is a woman,
Absolutely. So tell me, who's the person that you really admire in the fashion industry or even outside? One person that you really, who has inspired you and you feel that influence in your work as well?
I think, one person is very difficult to say. There's so many people who influence you around. But I think Meghna Harkin is my style icon. I love the way she dresses up. She looks really nice. And then she carries herself with with being honest to herself. She's not putting on anything, she's
I think
honest.
we missed the audio a bit there. What did you say, the name?
This is Meghna Merkin.
All right.
Meghna.
Okay. Yes. All right. Great.
So I admire.
Okay. Yeah. And professionally, any other influence that you'd like to talk about?
You see, professionally, I would say that, it's fashion industry has become very complicated today.
And
but
competitive,
I would say that, there were three people who have always stood by me In all the storms which happen in politically in this industry, one was Tarun Tarani. Very, I really admire him for that. He
Mm-hmm.
can be straightforward and say this is right, this is wrong. Then
Mm-hmm.
Rohit Gandhi always knows that this is right, this is wrong. And of course, our Buddha, Rohit Bal,
Of course,
who could
yes.
say this is right, this is not wrong, it should be done, this is wrong. So, of course, there are wonderful people like this who are fair in the industry, and I really admire when they come out and they speak that what is right and what is wrong.
Great, great. But as you know, Leena, we are in extremely difficult and challenging times. Economies are crippled, borders have shut down. We're going through this very tough time. So, what do you think is the future of the fashion industry now after the pandemic?
I think it is very hard. It was very hard for these 4 or 5 months. It was very, very difficult.
Hmm.
And next 2 months, because the cases have again gone up, so
Yes.
difficult. But then challenge remains that in these difficult times, if we are able to sail through this next few months, I think we all will be winners. It is hard at the moment. It is, I mean, I'll be dishonest if I tell you, oh no, there's not going to be any difference. Definitely, we all have been hit in a very bad way and in very difficult times we are in. But I'm sure we'll sail through it. There is no, I mean, it's a challenge which we all have faced, and I'm sure we will sail through these difficult times very soon.
But do you see the biggest haute couture brands or luxury fashion going online because that's the only way to survive? Do you see that happening?
There's so much of competition every time. I think if your product is good and if your prices are good, and there's no way you will not sell. Now, the biggest challenge is going to be your pricing and your designing and what you can put out to the market, the timing of putting it out. Like we work with Amazon, and then we're trying to give more and more samples to them so that we can tide over these difficult times. So
Actually,
online,
yes.
but ultimately I feel it is still that you have to be, in couture. People
Hmm.
want to feel
Touch and feel. I
couture.
was just going to say that. Until you touch and feel something, you don't really want to buy. Yeah.
Hard, very difficult to sell online. Very difficult to sell online. Because people want to just see how it looks on them. They want to try it on. They want to then even wear their jewelry and see how it's going to look like. And then they want to be ready for the big day wherever. So they're very particular. So unless you feel the fabric, see the fabric, you see how the outfit looks on you. It's very difficult to sell online. Couture is difficult to sell online.
True, true. But let's hope, yeah, it gets better for all of us. But
Yes.
any advice you'd like to give to women, younger women, or aspiring fashion designers? Quick advice.
Well, I think one should do to youngsters. I would say because I was teaching in Pearl Academy for so many years, and I created a retail subject for them. I think they should have patience, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the interns who come to me, they would the first question they'll say, "When will we make a brand? When can we go there?" But they need a lot of tolerance and patience. They need to work hard. So the success doesn't come overnight. And second thing is they have to be original in their thought process. You have to create and not copy from left and right, not take the inspiration from this designer and that designer. So that is important. That's a basic for being a good designer, that you have to, the thought has to be very original from your mind. It has to be your own creativity which will take you forward.
All right. Wonderful. So now it's just time for some rapid fire questions. I have a few lined up for you, and you have to tell me the answers quickly. So the first is that if you could trade life with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
Say again, I couldn't get it.
If you
Sorry.
could trade lives with anyone, if you could live somebody else's life for a day, who would it be and why?
Oh, I would say it would be Ratan Tata.
All right.
Because I really admire him. So many charities he does, good work he does.
That's
I
true.
think it's wonderful. If I get an opportunity to do the same and give back to society, it's so important to give back to society.
Great. And describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm very simple and honest, and I'm true to myself.
Wonderful, wonderful. Which fashion trend you just do not get? You just can't wrap your head around it.
I think, Ashima Leena brand is a very, very traditional brand. Okay, it's a very, very deeply Indian rooted brand. So something with very too much of Western, I would say no. I would be true to my own country and do an Indian fashion.
All right. And a person whom you think needs a makeover desperately and right now.
Okay. I think everybody has their own style. Everybody looks nice. They have their own style.
This is a rapid fire. It's okay. Tell me if you think somebody needs maybe just a little touch of advice. Also, that's fine. A little advice.
Well, oh my God, that's not difficult because it's around, everybody's your friend. How do you do? I think Priyanka could make herself a little more stylish. Priyanka Gandhi, Priyanka a little more listening to herself to come forward. Although I love the way she dresses up, but that means she needs a little bit of more.
It's very understated elegance for her.
Yeah, understated. It can be a little more. I think that way. Her mom Sonia is perfect. If she could go on her footsteps,
Great. Thank you for your candid answer. Now, next question is: what is your lifelong dream? Whether it's fulfilled or unfulfilled.
Go beyond myself. I'm already doing a lot of things for the, girl children, for the underprivileged. I don't call them underprivileged. In fact, children who need us, they are all children of God. I definitely want to do something where it goes beyond my profession. I'm able to educate them because education is very close to my heart. So it will be my dream to have a school where I can teach fashion to all the children who cannot afford this expensive fees in these academies. So where I can teach fashion and to come out from their box, and to learn fashion. People, all those beautiful young middle class girls who want to be fashionable, want to learn fashion. So I would love to do that as take it forward for them. To educate children who cannot afford the fees. I would love to set something for that. That's my dream, yeah.
Something that you're very proud of, something that you've already done and you're very proud of doing it.
I'm very proud of, the way I have lived my life for these 30 years in my profession. Because nothing could change me. Nothing could change me. The winds of the industry, the winds of the fashion, they could never change. I was what I was. I am what I am. I'm happy the way I am. So I'm very proud that this glamorous world did not take away that deep-rooted value system, the honesty,
the simplicity.
My mother, it could not be taken away by this glamorous world. So I remained rooted. It was me. So I'm very proud of that. I achieved this without compromising with any values.
Okay. Anything that you'd like to change about yourself? 2 things that you'd like to change?
I think my main thing is I read a lot. Then I do a lot of, I'm connected to divinity. I read a lot in spiritual books. Then I work. And I think, I'm the person who's a vegetarian, walking straight on the path, being very honest to myself. There's really nothing which I can change. But yes, sometimes I feel that I could also become like others when they know how to be a little manipulative and got on there. But I could never do that.
So maybe more tactful or more diplomatic.
I'm happy the way I am.
Great.
Why to change?
Right. Okay, what annoys you the most? A pet peeve, something that really annoys you?
When I see people being so not, the people who just don't want to, they act as if there's something which is not real about them. I really can't stand that. You have to be real. I see so many people within the industry and outside. The society has, given them everything, but yet they have that big facade on them which is not real. I mean, that's not good. You have to be real self. You have to be true to yourself. So that's something which I think is, which I feel, oh my God, I wish it was not there. What do you have to put on? You are what you are.
That's true.
Why do you have to live in that, it's very interesting. People would only say dress and address. They don't go beyond your dress and address.
Absolutely.
There's much more in life than going, just seeing your dress and where do you live, your address. So I think that's something which I feel that is not, it's not good enough for yourself. You have to change. You have to be true to yourself.
Okay. And what is your pick-me-up food and favorite holiday destination?
To be honest, my favorite holiday, I don't get. I work all 365 days, so I really don't get time. Once in a while, I like to go to my divine masters, to the ashram and spend a weekend there. Maybe after 3 months or 4 months, I just spend that 1 or 2 days. That's my
Where would that
favorite.
be? Which part of the country? Oh.
That is in Vyas. That is in Vyas.
Okay.
So I like beautiful ashram. I go and stay there for a weekend. I just love to be there. So that is in fact a holiday for me. So I'm not cut out for this holidays because see, you have to go. I work all the 365 days.
Sure.
So I don't have time, that leisure time to go for a holiday.
And a pick-me-up food, food which really peps you up instantly.
Vegetarian, so it's very hard for me to eat out. Now when I go to USA for my bridal appointments, I do get a lot of vegan food there. There are a lot of vegan restaurants which have opened up. But if the choice is given, I love, it's difficult to say because I'm so particular. I won't even wash my hair with eggshell. So when I eat out, I become a nuisance everywhere. So I keep asking. I love home food. I love home food.
Okay, but any particular dish that really picks you up? Your mood?
I like food. I like dosa. I like that's something. Yeah.
Great. And lastly, Leena, I'd like to ask you that what would you like to tell people who are having a tough time coping up with these, with the current pandemic and with the current situation? Any advice you'd like to give to them and share with them, especially how you spend your time given these challenging moments?
I think COVID-19 came as a teacher. It came to teach us much. We should just stay calm. We should take care of ourselves, eat healthy, do yoga, and imagine God has given us an opportunity. That opportunity we never thought would ever come, and it came in this way. And that is to spend time with yourself, understand yourself. We all are lost in this big world where we are so disconnected even to our inner self. So this was a time to connect your inner self with yourself. Yes, and be calm. Just this will tide over. We will all cross this. We will all, nothing to panic. Just do yoga, eat healthy, be calm, and see that you have an opportunity where you can and connect yourself with so many things you were disconnected with. It could be music, it could be reading, it could be anything. So just connect yourself, what you never thought you could connect yourself to in this busy world. And this is something which has taught us that all are same. It's from this equality. COVID-19 has taught us that how equal we all are. It could happen to a minister, it could happen to an ordinary person. So this is also that the biggest power is with the Lord. Even a small virus could just destroy us, destroy our happiness, destroy our life. So there's so much to learn from this. And I think it's a time we learn all this from COVID,
That's true. In fact, I think Madonna was the first person to say that COVID has been nature's equalizer.
Absolutely, because actually, what happened? We had forgotten our real self. The society had become so ruthless.
True.
There was so much wrong happening in this world that we forgot, the humans beings stopped being humans.
That's such a nice point.
Same as a teacher,
Great. Thank you so much, Leena, for joining us today. And I hope that everybody's enjoyed listening to your tips on how to cope up with the pandemic, and wishing you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you, Leena. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.